Yeah, Phoenix Gribos first. Game time, bro. Yeah. Out here playing this, but yo, squeak. If it's Cowboys talk, man. Started with a route, just a mailbag fool, delivering letters, now I'm dropping that fuel. From the 9 to 5 to the Cowboys grind, turn my voice into a platform, game time prime. Every snap, every play, break it all down. Blue and silver pride, yeah, I rep this town. From the news to the rumors, every hot debate. If it's Cowboys talk, man, I'm never late. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every game day, it's game time again. Game time, Brian, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mailbound grind to the YouTube fan, now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time, press play. Dak takes the snap, Michael on the chase. Talking O-line, defense, who's making the plays. Trades, rumors, draft picks too. If it's Cowboys news, then you know I come through. No network scripts, just a fan with a voice. Doing this my way, yeah, that's my choice. Breaking it down for the real, no cap. If you're riding for the star, then you know where we at. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every game day, it's game time again. Game time rhyme, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail out grind to the YouTube fame, now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, locked in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day, game time, press play. Late nights, early mornings, yeah, I built this up. Did it for the fans, never just for luck. One video turned into something real. Game time, Brian, your name stain the icon. You need a way to the fire. Lady with hammer stills gunned in the living room. Just a mailbag full, delivering letters. Now I'm dropping that fuel. From the 9 to 5 to the Cowboys grind, turn my voice into a platform. Game time, Brian, every snap, every play, break it all down. Blue and silver pride, yeah, I rep this town. From the news to the rumors, every hot debate. If it's Cowboys talk, man, I'm never late. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every game day is game time again. Game time, Brian, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail route grind to the YouTube fame, now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time, press play. Dak takes the snap, Micah on the chase. Talking O-line, defense, who's making the plays. Trades, rumors, draft picks too. If it's Cowboys news, then you know I come through. No network scripts, just a fan with a voice. Doing this my way, yeah, that's my choice. Breaking it down for the real, no cap. If you're riding for the star, then you know where we at. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every damn day, it's game time again. Yeah, top run, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail rail grind to the YouTube fame, now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time, press play. Late nights, early mornings, yeah, I built this up. Did it for the fans, never just for luck. One video turned into something real. Now,
Good morning. Good evening. Good evening. Good morning. Good evening. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Game time, Brian here. Running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I was going to have an 8:30 live stream until I forgot that my son, who's working 12-hour days until the end of tax season, reminded me that he's doing my taxes tonight. So I had him bump it up. So I apologize if this threw anybody off, but it is what it is. I see Wade still working. I see Phil is back from the soccer tournament. Please tell me that it ended well.
No, we ended up with a tie, so we didn't make it.
Tie.
For points and all that, we needed that. We needed that win.
Bullshit. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know soccer.
Scores.
I'm like, but if you can see, man, I got like a lot of sun today.
Look at Phil.
The past couple of days.
he's either that or he's baked. Either one.
Okay, well, both. I mean, baked, so.
Get it?
What?
Baked?
I can't be both?
Oh, shit. I ain't gonna lie, Phil. You know what I was doing a little while ago? I was on looking at room rates for Vegas. And then I'm like, we gotta wait and see when schedule is. And then I was just looking at flights and stuff. Just seeing what I'm in for. But yeah, anyway, a schedule release is next month. So it's usually the middle of May, the second week of May. Hey, Susanna, how are you? Randy, I just got done watching the Masters. My guy Bryson did not do well today, but
no, he didn't.
Rory choked it up and then hit an unbelievable shot on the 18th tee.
Yeah, it was beautiful,
dude. He like you play the slope, you went a little deep. Man. See, that's the advantage when you hit it so long, is that you don't have to go with a longer club, which creates more spin. You can go with something, the 9 irons, whatever, and you're just dropping that baby in with, you know what I mean? And it's just a softer shot. But anyway, Wade, what's going on?
Still on the road.
On the road again. So, what time
to
you
be
done
back
work?
at the yard.
Oh, okay, you're getting back at the yard. Long day, brother.
Yep, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and back. It's like a 11, 12-hour run.
Do you get paid extra for working Sunday?
No, I get paid by the mile on the weekend, rolling on between cities. It's like 80 cents a mile.
All right, there you go. Tulsa, isn't that a prime time? Isn't that where Jalen Tolbert went to school? Tulsa?
I don't actually know. Man, that's a good one.
Randy?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm like, man.
I think that's where he went.
Isn't that where Des Bryant went to school?
No. Jalen Tolbert.
He went to Oklahoma State.
Let me see.
Yeah, I thought
Tolbert. Let me look.
OSU? Where's that at? I thought it was in Tulsa.
Oklahoma City.
I thought Jalen Tolbert went to Tulsa, but I'll find out. I will find out right now.
No, that's where
his
Tyler
college.
Smith.
No, his college was like in
Smith
Jackson
played.
State or whatever like that.
Yeah, Tyler Smith went to
Tyler
Oklahoma.
Smith.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yes.
That's it. What's up, woke? I'm trying to be chipper. I'm. You know what they say? They say fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I got in an argument with Mark over Aikman versus.
I was in there, man. I got a little disgusted with that. As soon as I heard him arguing, I'm like, I'm out. I love Mark, but come on, man. Stop it with the Dak had this.
I'm like,
I'm
sitting there like, man. I'm like, he's
winner,
like,
man.
what would you rather? I mean, hey, the 95 Cowboys, like, I know they won the Super Bowl, but they were mid as hell that season. Their offense, defense was mid. They were falling apart. They were falling apart, and their coaching staff was not that good.
Let's have the quarterback here. Phil, what's your thought about that? Mark's saying, well, what Aikman did wasn't really, I don't know. I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but, Aikman had a running game, a.k.a. Emmett Smith. And
95 was impressive, I thought. If you go back and look at it, the team was falling apart. They willed themselves to win that Super Bowl, literally.
Right.
Yeah, it was more of a relief that they won than
South
actually
Alabama.
being happy about it.
So Phil, what's your thought on that? Sunburned Phil.
Sorry, man.
I mean,
what about Aikman and stuff?
Well, Aikman, Mark's contention was Aikman had Emmett, which was a great running game, and basically saying Aikman wasn't as good as the 3 Super Bowls, whereas
Dude,
Dak's never had that. And I'm
one
just,
thing that I know I was always in
number 1
amazement
overall
with.
pick, bro.
Yeah, one thing I was always in amazement with was his accuracy, man. Troy
Strong
Aikman was
arm of the
extremely
law.
accuracy. Yeah, he would throw like the Pro Bowls, those competitions. You would watch them, and he was just amazingly
Dude,
accurate.
and not only that, Phil, go back and watch those NFC championships. Dude, he was threading some needles. And a lot of those throws he made. I mean, there was tight window. I mean, look, and there's no joke. Mark, but it's true though. The 49ers were stacked. They had Hall of Famers everywhere on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, our defense was stacked as well.
That
too.
was the true Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Was the 49ers and Cowboys back then.
But yeah, even though the Cowboys were stacked though, let's not act like the 49ers didn't have anyone. They had a loaded team. He had the greatest wide receiver of all time on that other side on their team. You could argue. Steve Young was great. Their offensive line was huge. They had great linebackers. They had Bill Romanowski. I mean, they were loaded.
The bottom of the line is Aikman, this is my thing. Aikman couldn't have played in any offense. We've already covered this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aikman could have ran the Jim Kelly offense and set records. I think Eagle fans more than anybody would tell you that that's the case. Why? Because they pounded him into oblivion, and the
Yes,
dude,
they did.
Stayed okay and came back game after
So
game.
So
One
as
thing
you're
about
saying, go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Phil.
One thing about Aikman is he didn't throw interceptions under pressure. When he had to do something, he did it. I
can get copyrighted and show some of the hits that Aikman took.
He had some.
He took a
had some ice
pounding
in his veins.
He took a pounding against Philly that won the game. 11 sacks.
When I look at Aikman, and what Dallas, he did what Dallas needed him to do. I think that's what it is. It's like you can compare the career he had because of what he needed to do. But if he was on a team like the Rams, where it's like the greatest show on turf, where now you need to fling the ball, would he been able to do that? I think he would have been able to. Now, would he have been able to stay back there in the pocket and take hits after hits after hit? After a while. But I mean, it just he needed that complimentary thing, and that's what it shows. But I don't know, man. LSU, not LSU. What was it? UCLA when he was over there in Oklahoma, like. He played. That guy balled. So it's hard for me to say that he wouldn't have been as successful somewhere else. I mean, maybe not as many Super Bowls, but yeah, I can't say he wouldn't have been.
That's the thing though, is if you go back and you look, it's like, the Great Wall of Dallas. Hold on, in '92, Cowboys were on the road. They had to go to San Fran. They had to go to the NFC Championship. They had no playoff. Yeah. They had no playoff experience. Not saying they have experience, but they had no championship experience. They went into that game fresh, like this is the big lights. You're on the road, and they didn't. Troy Aikman didn't fold, and that's where Nate Newton was talking about that he never saw Troy. He never saw a deer in the headlights look from Troy in the playoffs.
And he
never saw that.
And let me get to the super chat. I got 2 of them real quick, and then we'll get back to it. My man, Game Time, love the channel. Talk about sports. Jacob, the mods get mad. Talk about your mother like a kid. Yeah, Philly D, it gets rough. It does get rough. So thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. And let me get to this final one. CZ, Jalen is Aikman like elite winners. And that was going to go into my comments, CZ.
Yeah, very similar.
Here's my thing, okay? I could sit there and talk about stats, right? But I can't have it both ways. I can't say, let me let people in, as long as let me let them both in. I can't say that Aikman could have, would have, should have had stats out the ass, right? But the system he was in, and then turn around and say, oh, well, Jalen is not a statistically good quarterback. I am not an Eagle fan, people, but he just won a Super Bowl. I am not going to compare Jalen Hurts to an average quarterback. And I would tell all you Eagle fans, CZ, Philly D, if Dak goes on to win a Super Bowl, I think you then relent and say he is that guy. Now, I'm not saying that Hurts is an unbelievable, but he's a winner, right? He's a winner. He's won it. So I just feel like I'm in a bad position to criticize Jalen Hurts for anything because he just won a Super Bowl. That to me, that makes me look stupid. I could go and say, well, he had this, he had Saquon, he had that. He could have got in a way. I mean, that Ram game was close, right, Phil?
Yeah, my whole thing is like, if you really wanted to be a dick, you could be like, oh well, Brad Johnson wins it, Trent Dilfer wins one, and then you could go down that road. But I don't know, man. He was in the title runs for college and high school and stuff like that. So I mean, you gotta say he's a winner. I mean, I don't agree with the quarterback analyst part of it because I don't think he's a quarterback, but he's won, and you got to give him that.
I'm not going to
winner.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to go in the weeds about ifs and buts and that. All I know is Aikman was a #1 overall pick in the draft. Had every tool in his tool bag. I'm not going to, and by saying that, I'm going to go, oh well, this guy didn't. Yeah, Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl. And Trent Dilfer, I'm not going to shit on Trent Dilfer. He won a Super Bowl. I'm not going to shit on other quarterbacks. Brad Johnson, he won a Super Bowl. I'm not going to do it.
True, Linda.
Yeah, no one talks about Jim Plunkett. He won 2 in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not in the Hall of Fame. He's a Heisman Trophy. He's a Heisman Trophy winner.
And I like how people crap on Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly's a great quarterback, people.
Yeah,
dude,
he's
Jim
a
Kelly
great
was amazing.
Quarterback. Oh, well, he's a loser. Oh, really?
No.
He's a loser? Mm-hmm.
Please, if Jim Kelly was coming out of the draft this year, he'd be the #1 overall pick.
That's true. That is actually true.
What's up, man? Jim Plunk, and it goes on and on. I'm just not in a position to criticize a Super Bowl winning quarterback right now. I would say, in the same vein, if Dak goes on and wins one as a part of a team, we all know it's a team game. We all know it's a team game, Phil. But you know what happens? Your quarterbacks get the chicks, and the offensive linemen, go home. You know what I mean? That's just how it works. So.
That's why I turned into a quarterback.
Yeah, that's why you're a quarterback.
I'm like, man, I'm not getting any of this recognition. Shit. I was a wide receiver my
Sugar
freshman
Daddy,
year.
what's going on, brother? You got Sugar Daddy in the house. We got Ricky. We got Mouse. We got Dave Thompson, Freddie Trejo, Dallas Cowboys, Arturo Gomez.
Hey, guys, you hear the latest?
Ricky, what's up,
Ricky? What do you consider the latest?
LSU, Linda Conyers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about
we
this
talked about last week.
Yeah,
that's sad.
South
that's
Texas,
sad.
What's up, brother? Royal Riles, Cowboys, what's going on? EJB, how are you? Just I'll go ahead and if I didn't get you. Dirty Sanchez is in the house. But anyway, I don't really have a direction. I'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I promised a live stream. I wanted to do a little later, but I can't. My son has to do my taxes, so
he's on the bed.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah,
to bed.
I see. Jalen is very similar, kind of an Aikman. If you always go back and you talk about the '90s quarterbacks, man, they never talk about Aikman, bro. They always bring up like John Elway. They always bring up Steve Young, Brett Favre. Aikman's almost an afterthought.
But we gotta realize too that back then days he had a bunch of quarterbacks that are really good, Hall of Famers.
Yeah, it just when you look at those teams as well too. I mean, you don't look at Brett Favre and go, "Man, that running back that he had." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Oh man, Steve Young.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. That's another thing you bring up. Look at the level of competition that we're going up against. I mean, the Giants were pretty damn good in the '90s. Pretty damn good in the early '90s. There was some Hall of Fame quarterbacks everywhere.
Well, not just that. If you look at Aikman, if y'all remember, he said when he was having his offensive line was messing up, he went off on them. They're Bush League. This is Bush League. We need to play better. You don't see Dak doing that. I'm sorry, but you don't see him standing up and saying what he's got to say sometimes.
Right.
And you need to be more of a leader.
He's trying to be politically correct. What it is in this league now.
Now, let's be real. Okay, when you look at Aikman, did you see a lot of mistakes? I think it's one of those things. It's just that same, those who live in stone houses should, whatever, glass houses so stoned and all that.
Troy Aikman definitely made a lot of mistakes.
He made mistakes,
but he did not do them in the playoffs.
Yeah, he didn't do it on clutch moments.
Yeah, clutch moments. Yeah, clutch moments.
And I think that's where people kind of respect it. If he's asking something from me, it's because he himself is going to want to do something or can do something. it's and then let's be real, man. He had that farm boy type of thing to him, so it just you're more willing to go into battle with guys like that.
God knows he took enough hits.
Well, like we talked about it, Wade. Like we talked about it. You just look back at the sideline in '95 when Barry Switzer took over.
Yeah,
and he's yelling because the team was on its way out as being of being irreliable. Coach.
Troy Aikman was basically coach on the field then.
Yeah.
They were abandoning shit. That's what they were.
It's junior league. Remember, he was saying it was all BS. So again, Troy probably could have played a few more years, but he took a beating. The Eagles were a big part. Eagles and the Redskins, Lawrence Taylor and the Giants. There's a big reason.
LT had lunch with him.
There's a big reason why his career got cut short was because of all the.
Well, in the Giants were good too. Because look, I think in '93, or it was in '92. What was that game where Emmett? What was that game where Emmett
it was
dislocated his shoulder?
93 was 93.
Yeah, it was 93.
That game against the Giants. That game against the Giants was for the division. If Giants win that game, they're getting their home field. They're getting home field.
Mouse says Jalen will win multiple Super Bowls. Book it. It really is going to come down to whether the team stays intact. They lost a lot of guys. We'll see what happens this year, Mouse. If they take a step back and their draft isn't good. There's a lot of ifs involved. Again, I don't
think the core of the team.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not going to hammer Jalen, but I think we all know it wasn't Jalen that won a Super Bowl. It was the Eagles and their dominant defense. I'm not going to sit there and take away from it, though. He's a winner, but he needs to be put in that position to win when the time counts. You saw a couple of years ago where they tailed off, right, Phil, at the end of the year, and there was dissension and all that. All I'm saying is, Mouse, just enjoy it, and let's go into the next year. Dan Marino thought he was getting.
You're still champions.
Dan Marino went into that second year of his NFL career thinking he was going to get there over and over and over again, and never did. So Jalen's been there twice. He's won one. Played great in the other one. But I'm not here to talk about Jalen Hurts all day. I'm just trying to say I'm not going to crap on the kid after winning a Super Bowl. That's all.
He won 2.
And Aikman won 3. So anybody that wants to say he did it because of a running game, I think that's bogus. Just like if anybody wants to say Jalen won just because of Saquon, I think that's bogus. So anyway, it is what it is.
It was the perfect storm. It was the perfect storm.
Nothing more retarded than comparing Dak to Aikman. Ultra, yeah.
Oh, here you go, William.
I don't know that anybody compared Dak to Aikman. It was the situation. And Mark was trying to say, well, Dak don't have the running game that Aikman had. And I would agree with that. But Dak doesn't have the accuracy that Aikman has, never did. It's not even close. I mean, it's not even close of the accuracy that Aikman had. Aikman was the strong arm. Aikman could put... I mean, his peers, numbers tell you his completion percentage. He didn't have to throw the ball 30, 40 times. It's a different game. Just look up on YouTube, Aikman's getting hit. Like Aikman tough hits. He's getting buried, staying in the pocket, trying to complete the pass.
He definitely has State Farm for insurance company.
Yeah, but Loyal, what's going on, man?
Well, you can see
what's going on. I'm just listening to y'all talking about the glory days.
Well, we were
not only that in '95, Brett Favre won MVP. Aikman outplayed his ass in that NFC Championship.
Right. You can see all those hits in his eyes when you watch Aikman in the broadcast.
I just got to keep it 100 with y'all, though. I believe that if we played San Francisco that year, they probably would have beat us.
In '95?
Yeah, well, the year we won the Super Bowl, because...
Which one? The last one?
In '95, yeah, the 49ers
when
had
the 49ers,
home field
remember the
advantage.
49ers beat the crap out of us in the regular season?
Yeah.
Wow, I remember that.
And then Green Bay just happened to beat them. They had our number then, and we had Green Bay's number.
Yeah, I was listening to Brad Sham talk about that. He was talking about how the Cowboys, were down and out. They just won their playoff game, and they had gotten word, word that the 49ers had lost, and he said one of the players said in the locker room, "It's over. Win a Super Bowl."
Hmm.
You know that lock was the 49ers because man.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Break it up, brother.
You're breaking
good.
up.
Sounds great.
What wide receiver, McMillan or Golden, is better fit for the
for the Dale Slaw.
Yeah.
Dale Slaw.
Hey, game time.
Hey, how are you?
What's up, Agent?
Yeah, so we could talk draft. Let's talk a little draft. It's probably not going to be that long.
Hey, loyal.
Hey, what's up, Asia?
Hey,
just game, off the subject, real quick. You're about to send me a link how to create thumbnails and all that stuff.
All right, okay.
So I want to create a thumbnail for this weekend. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's on Canva. You got to get a subscription. Everything costs money, loyal.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Canva, but you just like Phil takes it to a different level, and he uses Photoshop and Canva. I haven't gotten into that. I use Canva, and I just upload different pictures and manipulate them and add shit. But what time is the WrestleMania starting? Do we know?
I can find out.
No, I'm just curious. Just let me know.
Probably like 6.
Yeah.
Hey, Aisha.
I have a couple thumbnails made, but you can.
Hey, Phil.
But anyway, so let's talk draft. Okay, we're 11 days out now.
Man, why we gotta talk draft, man? No, I'm just messing with you. I want to talk draft. That's what I love.
I know.
That's why I came here.
Yeah,
not for you, motherfucker.
Yeah. Wow, damn, you coming in hot.
That sun got to him
Yeah,
today.
really.
Oh,
It's
Phil,
soaked in
language.
deep.
Language, Phil, language.
He didn't say.
Did
it.
y'all lose your game today, Phil?
Yeah, he pissed.
Yeah, we did. I'm a little. No, we didn't lose.
Oh,
Actually,
I see.
we
There
did. We
we
did
go.
this. We did the
That's
soccer
right.
thing, and we tied.
tied.
I
Okay?
see my friendly
Oh.
neighbor Ultra Cowboys in the chat.
You know how
Karen,
frustrating
don't
that
worry.
is. I'd rather lose.
Yeah, right.
At least you get ice cream when you lose. No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a road.
come
It was like
on
it
now.
was
You
a McNabb
bought the
moment.
kids
Oh, we
something.
tied?
You bought the
Yeah.
kids something. Come on.
Yeah, I
man.
bought it for myself. I was like, no, I told the kid he
So the
owed me
coaches
something.
gave
I'm
him
like,
a-
shit, for that tie, you owe me ice cream, man.
William Tilton. Oh, that's funny. Finally, Phil, welcome to the party.
Hey, loyal.
Ah, sorry, man.
Loyal.
Yeah, Asia.
You ready for your Cavs?
Ready for my what?
The Cavs in the playoffs?
Cavs.
I don't really follow basketball.
Yeah, he's
I
held it
mean,
around now. He'll be
I haven't
watching
watched them
WrestleMania next
basketball in a
Saturday
long
night.
time.
He won't be watching playoff basketball. He'll be knee deep in WrestleMania. We're 1 week
no
away.
doubt.
So
I want to see that Charlotte Flair and Tiffany. That thing got personal, man.
Oh, you saw that last one?
Dang.
You saw that last one he went into it? Ooh,
Yeah.
that was ugly.
I was like, man, they was really going at it.
And she hit her with the kitchen sink, everything.
So, dialing it back to the draft, I have a question. Where do we think Shedeur Sanders is going to fall? I mean, is
New
he?
Orleans.
He'll probably end up somewhere like the Browns.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
I think he's going farther back than that.
He's going to New Orleans. Remember, Carr's done. They need a quarterback ASAP.
Maybe it's possible. It's
That's always a
possible.
possibility.
I could see him going to the
I'd say
Saints,
top
though.
10. That's why I would think top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be perfect though if he dropped to 12. Well,
Yeah, so somebody could come up and get him.
Trade
So Mark can have a heart attack.
Well, I think we need Dart. We need a quarterback to be there. If Dart's there, then we could use him.
I'm interested to see where these teams rank them and where these teams would you say overreact? I mean, if you turn around and if they take a Dart in the first, any team, is that an overreaction with how he's been performing and everything? You know, it's like obviously his NFL career will say one thing or another, but I think obviously the team that drafts him, you know, if he goes to the Browns, that's a hell for a quarterback.
Phil, but
Did you see the Browns
win-
re-signed Joe
win-win
Flacco?
situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
Browns
yes,
did.
Flacco back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Phil, I think also going to be a wink between managers. You know, you never know.
What do you mean?
They let them drop.
No, just let them drop because of this thing. Well, yeah, I mean they've had that happen before. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard for me to think that you would I don't know. I guess if the talent was there, you would just ignore what everybody else says and do what you want. But if it's a guy like Sanders, where I think most of the success is in his own head and what his dad has kind of told him. His dad's kind of like one of those movie star agents where you're just like,
Yeah,
dude, you are the man. Nobody can do anything without you and stuff. And you get so
legend in his
positive in your
mind.
own head that you start saying that shit in interviews and stuff like that. People are like,
He's like a
really? You
legend in his
really?
own mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's okay to think that, but you don't
Yeah.
turn around and say it every moment you possibly can. That's like dang that on the date, and it's just like girls gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't think so, dude." Like,
And see, the thing with Shadur is like Bronny James. I mean, he's gonna when he gets in the league, he's gonna have a bullseye on his head just because of his name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're head hunting.
Everybody, all these players are probably licking their chops, thinking, "Oh yeah, that's Deion Sanders' son. I'm about to light him up." They are. They got a bullseye on his head.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought. I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud here, but yeah, I'm looking at the top 100. I don't know why I thought Joshua Farmer was at a University of Florida. It's Florida State.
Florida State, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
He's a guy that I wouldn't want to have in up the middle.
Well, I'm looking at Dane Brugler's defensive tackle rankings because I did a couple mocks a little while ago, just kind of reminding myself of what could happen, and I mean, obviously the legitimate ones were scary if you didn't go a certain direction as far as positional value. But yeah, he is. Just remember that name. I'm thinking Alfred Collins to us at 76 seems like that's a marriage made in heaven. But we'll see if we miss out on him. The next guy I like is Joshua Farmer, and I'm only saying that because I think we could not go. I think.
There's like 3 guys I like later on, but they're not big enough.
Well, I actually was doing some little homework on your guy. I was doing
Dante Walker.
Yeah. I was actually doing Charles Grant, the offensive lineman. I was at a William and Mary.
Okay.
Man, that he is a true tackle too, and 5th-year senior at a William and Mary. And I was
very athletic too.
Well, I'm only saying that because we need like running back, right? We need wide receiver. We need like a linebacker or something like that. But then you start to look and you're like, well, okay, we could use a really good tackle later in the draft, and that's a guy. But there's a position, that defensive tackle position. That's why I really want to trade down. I do not want to take Golden at 12, but
I would love to trade down twice. Go down to 50
Me too.
or so, and then trade to 20. Like somehow pull that off. I don't know how you could, but if you could do it twice in that little 10 pick frame there, that would be amazing. Because then being able to pick some of those.
And I'll tell you why.
You got those 2.
Go ahead.
You got those 2 5th-round picks you can actually use.
Yeah, but we need thirds and fourths.
Yeah, you need. They're worth 30 points each. So both of those 5ths and a cup of coffee will get you, a little something. But
if Shador is there, we could possibly pull out a second on him if we move down 4 or 5 spots.
I was looking at the Steelers. Steelers don't have enough draft picks for me. That's the problem. They don't have enough draft picks. Anything that they're going to offer you, they have 89.
Game time. They still waiting on Aaron?
Yes. Aaron Rodgers has not decided.
Oh yeah, that's last
minute. But the Steelers don't have draft picks. Everybody, they don't have draft picks. They're not like Denver. They're not like Seattle. Well, no, Denver and Seattle, we're not dropping past that. That's why if we drop down to 21, they're trying to offer you 89 and a pick next year. We would drop to 29, and then the next pick we would get would be 89. Well, that's okay.
No.
That's a 4th round.
That's
Hell no, I'm not jumping that far.
That's not. That's what I'm saying. Good evening, Game Time crew. Hope everybody's doing great. What's up, Mark?
Just by that point, like, all right.
I was just getting done eating. I was just eating dinner.
What's up, man?
If that team knows that it's trading up, they're getting a bona fide starting guy that's going to be there. And you're going to be giving me that weak ass 29, 80 something shit. Like, don't give me that, man.
Right,
and you're going to have to give me next year's first, then that 89, and then that thing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a couple of things after that. I'm not taking all the way to 29 and all that stuff.
I totally agree.
Just because no.
Yeah, that's when you don't go by the
my
freaking
picks
stat sheets. You go by how bad you want this player.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be real, man. You're making me drop back to 29, where I'm not going to get that Pro Bowl kind of guy. Everybody has their rankings of guys. If you want me to do that, you got to make me want to do that.
I agree.
I'm losing a first round guy.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking here. Let me see.
Well, that way, if we trade down that far, the Giants can trade back up with us, go after Dart, give us their first round next year.
Right.
That's a possibility, but we still got the option of the other guy we're talking about, the other quarterback. Oh man,
Howard.
No, the other one. Well, I was talking about last night.
Oh.
Seattle. Like I'm looking at Seattle, right?
Milrow.
Yeah,
Milrow, that's
in the
right.
second round. Seattle's got 18, right? They got 50 and 52. That's why I keep going to 18. You could drop down. I don't know what they may not be in them. They're looking at what we're looking at, right? And here's what I'm looking at, everybody. I'll share my screen. Where am I at? Right here. This is, Seattle's draft picks. They have 18, 50, 52, 82, 92. Look at that. They got 18, 50, 52, 82, 92. Now, that's the meat of the draft right there.
I would, if I was them, I would stay.
So why are they coming up, unless it's a Ted McMillan, right? Or a Golden.
Oh, you know what that is? That's always mean they got to replace DK at some possible way. And that would
I was just gonna say that DK left the same.
This is a team. This is why. Look, and I'm not done. Look at all the picks they have. That's
Jesus. That's a whole new
well.
team.
What I'm saying is, we dropped to 18. You can get 52, and that's a clean trade. 18 and 52 equals 12. Done. And they're not losing.
And then we have our 44 still, or no?
Yeah.
We give our 44 away.
Okay. No. Yeah, we would have 18, 44,
44,
52.
We tied, Benny.
Oh, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. You could feel good going forward on that one.
Denver's another team. Here we go. We could trade to 20, right? We could get 51, and and if it ain't gonna be for a quarterback, but if you're telling me we go to 20 and we get the 20 and 51, that's not horrible.
That ain't bad.
So it's not as good as it's basically the same. You're dropping 2 picks in the first round. I think you're
gonna get a good starter either way. You got somebody that could slip there. You got
but
guys
look
that
at the
can move
Steelers,
up.
Phil.
Running back, wide receiver,
running back,
still there. Yeah.
Hampton, yep.
But everybody's talking us to the Steelers. Look at what they got. They got 21, but then they have 83 and 123.
Yeah.
So okay,
I love the Zelda shirt though.
So we drop down. We drop down to 21, and we get 83. They're gonna have to throw us, I don't know, 156. I don't know, but
massage.
83 is not exciting to me. 83 is after our third round. That's a third round pick. That's not
83 is only exciting to me when I'm in the 70s, and I'm just like, shit, I need to get this guy.
How about their third and their fourth? How about their third and their fourth?
So it would be 83 and 123. Now that.
So
I would have to look at the trade comp chart, but that's what you're looking at. I just want people to know that what you're looking at.
That would not be bad.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Mark
That's
Hudson says, do you honestly see the Cowboys moving back in the first round? Other than Parsons, when's the last time they moved back? Yeah.
This year it's hard to tell, man. They can do anything.
Yeah, this is a coach. I think the coach is the kind of the leader of where this is going to happen. What kind of move are we going to do? Where are we going to focus on defense? Are we going to focus on offense? You would have thought they would have focused on offense because of some of the moves they did in the offseason.
No, he went to the Rams.
That doesn't mean
Royal Riles. Devontae Adams is a Ram, brother.
He's a Ram.
Yeah,
he's with the Rams. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Benny.
I'm sorry, Phil. Go ahead, brother.
No. I think I was done making my point. If not, I forgot about it. Don't worry about it.
Dallas would be a good trade partner with the Seahawks at 18. Linda, I've been saying that, and I think even at 20. But the more I look at it, I don't want to trade with the Steelers. That's not good enough for me. I want 50, 51, 52. I don't
unless
a better option, baby.
Unless you're
getting that fourth.
You're switching off Watt with the switch of the first. I don't know.
I'll
give my first for Watt.
TJ Watt though. I don't know.
Yes, I will pay that man.
We need to
sit on the other side of Parsons, and I will bust the bank and everything, and redo it, and give myself financial health for the future.
We need the right or wrong there.
All right,
Sorry.
yeah, okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
To get
I don't know
that
how I'm gonna do
taco
it,
Charlton taste out of our mouth.
Let's make it happen.
Vinny Hagen, what's going on, brother? What's going on? I had to bump up the live stream. My son will be home soon. I got to do my taxes. So, Ultra Cowboy.
Like,
you
got to put in content that his son is older and he's not like in kindergarten or some
His
shit.
little 12-year-old son's coming up from school.
I got a new box of crayons. We're gonna do the taxes.
Dad.
Well, yeah, my son's a CPA and does taxes. But
there we go. Boom.
Okay, he can probably do my taxes than 2 later.
Otherwise, it sounds like a
let's
young
see.
Sheldon kind of thing going on. Like,
Yeah, he might. Yeah.
No, definitely.
A
Not
two
the Sheldon.
Ultra quarterback says 2 quarterbacks will go before us.
Hell.
Ward is the only first round quarterback. They will have a first round grade.
I don't even. If I was grading it, I don't even give him a first round grade as a quarterback. But desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, I agree. I think teams are desperate. Yeah. I think that the Denver Broncos want Omarion Hampton. I know Mark Hutchinson loves Omarion Hampton.
That makes so much sense.
So I would drop to 20, give them Omarion, and then take my chances. Igbuka's worst case scenario, the best wide receiver with the highest floor is sitting there at 20 with Igbuka. You may get gold in there. So I don't understand why you wouldn't want to do it, Ultra. I don't. I just
Ultra was like, I want a for sure thing right there. Boom, it's right there. I'm gonna pick you.
I want him dead. I want his family dead. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I just don't want to drop too far down.
He's like, I'm not.
Well, I understand the for sure thing, but yeah, I don't want to also don't drop too far down either and lose the players that we can get.
Yeah.
You're gonna get their second, Mark. That's what I'm telling you, brother. I just got done showing you. Thank you. If I'm moving more than 5 spots, I would have to have their second round pick. Yes. You would drop to 18, and you would get 18 and
52. They would give you that second one. They would give you that second
50
one.
50 or 52. Yeah, look, let's look at their picks. Give you that 50. Here you go. We would drop to 18 and get 52, which is our second round pick. So that would leave us, Mark Hutchinson, with 18, 44, 52, and 76. Let's ride, baby. Now you got...
It's a lot of first grade right there.
That's 4 top 76 players. I'll take it.
So we can double up on wide receiver, then running back.
Or I'm willing to go to Denver, where I drop to 20, and I get 20 and 51.
51.
20's not bad. 20's not bad at all.
And you still got your 44, and then your... Yep,
so that would... So that would leave you 20, 44, 51, and 76. You would lose that trade, believe it or not, in value just slightly, but I'd be willing. I'm not doing the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not going to 21 and taking their 83 and a 2 next year. I'm not.
Yeah, no.
I'm not doing
that. I like Seattle's, though.
So, again, but I don't know that Seattle's going to want to move off of that, but I would be working that shit. I'd be working it. And
well, if they want Mac right there, let's go grab him then. Grab him. He's right there.
Man, yeah. I'm just going
for
down,
Seattle, I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm going down the list. You got I don't know about the Chargers. I don't want to drop too far. That's the thing, you know what I mean? I don't want to drop too far down. Yeah, Minnesota Vikings aren't doing shit. Minnesota Vikings, they had 4 draft picks.
They had an amazing offseason though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did have a heck of an offseason. Like in the sense of like the free agency,
they're gonna be in the game. They're gonna be the playoffs.
Yeah. Now, obviously, their quarterback has to stay healthy and actually play. Otherwise, it's like as soon as they take off, like Jets that one year, with Aaron Rodgers. It's like,
Aaron Rodgers' first money line game and breaks his leg in 2 plays
behind it, and then all of a sudden the first drive, boom, that was it.
Yeah, Mark, I just wanted to.
You can't give them hopes for a day, like for a week or two. No, they got to take the Jets' hopes like away quick.
Yeah, Mark, I wanted to give you a visual look at what's a realistic option. Mark, thank you so much. I agree. Game time. Just trying to figure out the numbers game on the best trade. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, I'll take Seattle or Denver. Outside of that, I don't have much desire to trade down. I don't really want to go to Steelers. I would go with the Steelers, but they would have to give us their 3rd and their 4th. Now, I could pull up the trade chart. Let me see here because I have it.
How about Arizona at 16 and you trade down 4 spots and get their number second or third?
Yeah, I could look at that. I could look at that. Let me see that.
Especially if they want to go up to get T-Mac and the Cowboys aren't going
Be
to pick.
Seattle and all those guys, yeah.
It's hard for me to think they would want to go up. I mean, possibly. I guess.
Just
to me, they got Harrison. They got Harrison.
Yeah, but I've seen mocks actually Golden go into them.
Yeah.
But
that's why. But that's a different receiver. That's why I don't think with Tech McMillan.
All right, let me look at the trade chart here. So what did I say here? Let me see. Let me slide this out of the way. Hold up a sec. And put that down. Slide this over. I'm just saying, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? What were you asking?
said Seattle 16.
Oh, no. I want to see the Steelers. The Steelers, they have 83 and 123. Okay, so let me just what happened to my trade chart? It disappeared. Oh, there it is. All right. So they have 83, which is 175. 175. And what did I say? 123? Is that what I said?
123, yeah.
And 123 is
Shit, look at my whiteboard there.
49. So basically 224. That's 224 total. And the difference between 12 and 21, I mean, is 400. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or what did I say, 20? So 850, and we're sitting at 1200, 950, 1050. That's
They have to throw in something next year along with
that's
them.
350 points. That's not going to get it done, which is why I was telling you they're going to have to include something.
Well, look on the roster. Look on the roster.
We're dropping 8 spots down.
Or they're going to have to give you something in next year's draft. Are you guys? I'm not really into.
Well,
I don't want next year's.
I don't want next year's draft. I would rather they be throwing in a player to compensate for that. I mean, they gotta have somebody on the roster.
Here's what Arizona has. Arizona has 47. So you would get 16 and possibly 47. Now we got to see the difference between 12 and 16. So the difference between 12 is 1200 and 16. That's a 200-point separation, right? So, and what's 47?
We throw in one of our 6s or one of our 7s.
I want to see what 47 is worth. 47 is worth 430. So, again, you know what I'm saying? We would have to then throw in, like, one of our 5ths is not going to get it done. So that's why I was, saying it's.
We could ask, please.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
please, just give me
depending on how bad they
you would get 78. You would get 78 to drop down to.
Please is worth some points.
At least call him and ask him. Just after him.
Jeez. Thank you. Politeness. I'm just.
Yeah, right.
Don't be.
Anyway, I'm just trying to give options here. Wow. Just some options. That's all. So, what's up, Trader Chris? What's Trader Chris saying? Trader Chris is saying, watching that Super Bowl, even when the Chiefs had the receivers covered, Hurts destroyed them by converting third downs with his legs. Yeah, a mobile quarterback helps. It definitely does. That's why Dak's trying to lose weight. He looks like the dude from New Jack City. He needs to eat a sandwich, Dak.
Running game does help too.
I like bus drivers that can win the Super Bowl. Linda, yeah. I mean, Aikman won 3. He was a wonderful bus driver that everybody's crapping on these days. So,
the Hall of Fame bus driver.
Just chilling. Yeah, he drove that bus right to the Hall of Fame with bloodshot eyes.
Broadcast all bloodshot.
That golden jacket.
I like Jalen Moreno Cropper, Royals, but if they liked them, they probably went out and got Mingo and gave up a 4th-round pick, which I'm still annoyed at. Nothing against Mingo, but
I hope he becomes a badass player this year.
Me too.
That would be awesome.
Game time.
Yes.
Y'all could have more than 3 Super Bowls if Jerry didn't mess up.
Jerry.
That is true.
Yeah, Jerry was too busy about going out and planting his seed. That's what he was worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got too greedy. He wanted to take too much credit. If he was saying it was an I team instead of me,
Settle down just a little bit.
Well, all right.
sorry, boss. I'm just speaking the truth.
All right, Jerry.
I don't have the patience to jack with you
I
today.
don't also have patience with you either.
So did Parcells.
I'm here to win Super Bowls.
Oh God. So yeah, it will be interesting. Vinny says Aikman could have thrown for 300 yards a game if needed. Yeah, absolutely. He wasn't asked to do that. Vinny, remember he was in Oklahoma, went to UCLA just because he wanted to throw the ball more. Came to Dallas behind a nasty, ugly, the trash offensive line and got absolutely destroyed for the first year and a half of his career. He got absolutely brutalized in that time and then was still able to regroup. The quarterbacks nowadays, Phil, never end up seeing their full potential because they get gun shy.
Indeed.
Well, you also because of the Brady rule, they can't touch the quarterback they used to.
Yeah. Who were some of the sleepers coming out of the draft, Phil? That's what he was. Like, Phil, give me a sleeper. I know.
Give you a sleeper, man. We've been talking so many names.
I'll give you one.
Man.
I'll give you one, Phil. Blue.
Jadon Blue. I don't know that he's a sleeper though. I mean, I
think he's a good player.
Yeah, he's. I mean, I think he's.
My sleepers were guys that I just dropped, like Charles Grant. Like that one was kind of like the sleeper.
Phil's actually hit some great names. Now, if you're saying like top one, okay, and this is going by from the people I trust. You want a sleeper? I'll give you a sleeper. I'll give you. I know it's not going to be exciting, but I'll give you two corners that could very well be very good. Because we hear Travis Hunter, Will Johnson, Jahdae Barron, Hairston, Amos. But I'm talking about a guy out of California, Noel Williams, and Jacob Parrish out of Kansas State. Those two players, you're looking at second, third round guys who could come in and probably start for you.
You also got Nolan too.
But I'm saying you're asking me. I like Randy's back. So those two are really good. I'm not a big Kobe Bryant fan as far as out of the cornerbacks. Do you like Kobe Bryant, Phil?
No.
6 foot 180.
He's not like the other
dude.
Kobe Bryant that came out like a year or two ago. So
yeah. He's not like the original Mamba. He definitely ain't that.
He ain't Black Mamba.
Nowhere near that one.
So
I would. Games that had a Kobe Bryant football.
Yeah, that's
they have two of them. There's one in the league already, and then there's one coming out.
Yeah,
they're clones.
Yeah, and then
okay, I got one.
Go ahead.
Mine is one that I got an eye on early. I thought he was in a lot of names. I think I haven't heard his name at all. Is Ashton Gillette?
Yes, the edge rusher from Louisville.
Edge rusher. He's the one that I feel like everybody's kind of forgotten. Like to me, I'm not saying this in general, but I had that feeling when I first watched this film, like that Mike Green kind of feel to him. I was like, man, this guy's nasty. He can play and everything. And he was ranked really high, but everybody else started getting, all this talk about them. And now he kind of dropped. And nobody's really talking about him at all. But if you watch his film, man, his film was really, really good.
Well, here you go. Ashton Gillette, 6'3", 264. He's a 4-year senior out of Louisville. Overview, a 3-year starter.
He was a senior for 4 years? Holy shit, what a dumbass.
A 4-year senior. Yeah.
Super.
He definitely had problems with his Abdullah Oblongata or something.
Abdullah Oblongata.
3-year starter at
Talk
Louisville.
about overkill.
Gillette lined up on the edge, left and right side. So he was on both sides. That's good to know. And defensive coordinator Ron English's 4-man front. That's what we're going to be running. Also, a kicking inside as a 3-tech on certain sub packages. Oh, Dallas loves that. Position flex. He announced himself as a potential top 100 pick, All-American junior season, yada, yada, yada. His speed and flexibility as a high side rusher are mediocre, but with the way he fires off the ball and delivers pop at contact, Gillette creates leverage, power, and natural downhill force. So
I think you did hit him one. That's a nice sleeper right there.
yeah, he's a nice. I mean, I like the size too. 6'3", 264. This is why Phil likes him. Fuck out of here. Boca Raton, Florida. He's from Boca.
Oh,
Come
never mind. We don't like the guy.
All you can do is play football because there's nothing but old people around. They're like, what the hell am I going to do? I'm not hanging out with anybody.
All the nice field and grass
He's
out
probably,
there.
he was probably hanging out with him today at the soccer fields.
Hey, don't worry, man. I'll put in a good word for you. I'll drop your name at some point.
Landon Jackson. I like Landon Jackson out of Arkansas, Vinny.
There's another player that nobody's talking about, Sorrell out of Texas. He's an edge rusher. He's underrated.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go, Randy.
Let me pull him up. Well, first,
you know what? I think I'll give you one. I got a good one.
Oh, these guys are on fire now. Let's see. They're on fire.
Baron Sorrell. Yes, I got you, brother.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
You should be writing these down right there and marking who's saying who.
I'm gonna give you another edge rusher, but this one could be a name that you guys know. But this guy is undersized, and I think that's why everybody kind of just throws him to the side. David Walker. David Walker.
Arkansas State, is it?
He's not little, but he looks little on the field. Like when he's playing, you're like, oh, that's a little dude and stuff. He's not little, man. But he's going against big, huge linemen, so that's why he looks smaller.
You don't have a picture. Hey, he's really dumb. He's a 6-year senior.
No, he's just getting more educated.
Yeah, so give me what did they say about him?
He's Joe Milton, the guy that we just picked up, right? He's
6'1", 263.
Oh, yeah.
6'1", 263. Probably Brandon Graham-esque in size. 3-year starter at Central Arkansas. Walker played the bandit edge role in defensive coordinator Greg Stewart's multiple fronts. So he played multiple fronts, which also is what Eberflus likes to do. One of the most productive players in FCS history, collecting 82.5 tackles for loss.
Oh, I was like...
And 39 sacks over 4 seasons. A 3-time consensus All-American. When studying FCS tape, you shouldn't need to know a player's number, and that is absolutely true with Walker, who quickly jumps out as the best player on the field, even on Central Arkansas's terrible purple and gray field. Wow. Okay.
Is he from Florida too?
Yeah, he has Carl Lawson vibes. Wow. Let's see where he's from. Hometown, Arkansas. No, he's an Arkansas boy.
Oh, okay, he's closer to Texas.
So we'll give Phil but I'm going to check out Baron Sorrell. That was the guy. I think he's out of Texas, isn't he, Randy?
Yes, he's from Texas.
Yeah, let me look him up here.
See, Bland's 30 minutes from me. He's from Modesto. He's only 30 minutes from my hometown.
Dane has Ashton in the 3rd. And David Walker is a 4th-round pick per Dane, and that's good for Central Arkansas.
4th round? Ooh.
Yeah, Baron Sorrell is a tweener, 3rd, 4. So he's and this is what they have on Baron Sorrell. 6'3", 256. I like it. He's a Louisiana, a 3-year starter. He was only a 4-year senior, so he's not that stupid. A 3-year starter at Texas. Sawyer lined up primarily on the edge. 5-6 technique. What does that mean, Phil? What does 5-6 technique mean? Anybody know?
Oh, yeah, man. That one.
No.
5-6.
Yeah.
Maybe they range each side, or he plays 5 or 6,
5-6
which is
technique.
only either end.
Well, we got 3
Very
tech.
funny, Joe.
Yeah, I'm
I was
thinking that's
like
what
a
that
formation,
is.
like 6'4", kind of like the formation, but it's like a line, like you're on the goal line. I don't.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm very. If anybody in the chat knows, let me know. I'm not going to act like I know something if I don't know it, and I don't know exactly what that means.
He's very young.
We could Google it. I guess we could.
He's 22 years old.
This.
Oh,
like the 3 technique,
Alexa?
like you got the 1 tech, right? The big guy, he tracks can full of dirt. You got the 3 tech, What's up, West Virginia? Thanks, brother. So yes, so that's something I would imagine, Randy, you're onto something. It's on the either edge. I mean, he can play.
That makes sense.
Inside at the tackle spot, like in a 5-man front, I'm not real sure, to be honest with you, though. He showed gradual improvements each season and didn't receive enough credit in 2024. As a pass rusher, he flashes bully hands. Now, hands are important. especially at the edge. His aggressive snatch attack. Wow, snatch attack, which became his signature move, locking out and pulling the balance of blockers away. Ooh, that could be an issue.
Nice. That's a good move.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he a wrestler then?
He might be a wrestler.
Once in a while.
I've known about him. So Baron Sorrell is a name. Again, we say this stuff, but we don't really know what they're thinking. But we could like him. You know, we could like him.
There was
somebody we could say, hey, the Eagles got Baron Sorrell. Hey, yeah, Sorrell, good pick.
This is it. Yeah.
You know?
Loyal, I think Loyal will know this one. I've been watching linebackers, and so the one that really jumped in late, there was like Stutman, all those kind of guys. They're always obviously coming out. One that really jumped out was an Ohio State guy for me, Cody Simone or Simmons. How does it go?
Yeah, Simone. He's a beast.
Yeah, he is. Like I was watching him, man. That is like he's a traditional linebacker.
He's good, got good size, good weight.
And you think he's gonna miss a tackle?
Simon?
No, just straight up Simone. That's what I was trying to figure it
Simone would
out.
be an E at the end.
I guess that's true.
6'2", 232. Yeah, not the smartest. 5 years as a senior. Hey, he's a Jersey guy.
Man, these guys are becoming idiots.
He's a Jersey guy. Thanks, Bruce Banner.
Oh, you know he's an idiot now.
No, he's a big idiot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like his attitude.
He's a Jersey guy.
buddy.
Hey, man, get out of my way.
I like he's
my
my
ball.
5th round guy.
Yeah, like he's
6'2",
solid film, just an Anthony Hitchens type of dude. You know, like he's just going to go in there and be a solid piece for your linebacking core.
Bruce Banner.
So
he's a good guy. That's my Don Tollefson. He's a good guy. Anyway.
I don't know whether it's being salted
Myers
thought.
They know. Eagle fans know who Tollefson was. He's a good guy. Anyway, Ultra Cowboy. 5 is outside tackle. 6 would be in front of a tight end.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There you go,
5, 6.
Trader Chris.
Okay. Interesting. Oh.
Hey,
So he's a tight end.
I did not know that.
Quarterback?
hey, listen. Where you at? Here. Bruce Banner. I'm not going to act like I know something I don't know, bro.
Like
Walker, did you cut your hair?
He's in jail. I don't think he's in jail anymore, Philly D.
Cut my hair.
Brandon Butler, what's up?
Oh,
He looks
no,
like
okay,
he
never mind.
look at Wade. Looks like he's had it. He's had a like a double session with a lot lizard, and he just can't.
I'm ready to go to Golden Corral and some snatch.
Right now.
So you had
In that
seafood
order, or
overweight.
not necessarily.
Right now, he can't believe it's not
Overweight.
butter.
Remember, if it smells like fish, don't eat it.
Oh God, it smells like cologne.
We know what to get
Leave it
Wayne for
alone.
Christmas. So a whole bunch of Golden Corral gift cards.
Golden Corral gift cards, guys.
Has Dane Brugler
Yeah,
put
I
out a
got
new
you.
draft order? What do you mean draft order? You mean mock draft? No, I'm waiting on that one. He has not updated a new one. But I did share his top 100. So, we can go over that a little bit if you want, just to,
I disagree. Oh, no, sorry.
Well, I mean, again, like people get annoyed about like the top 100, but that's his top 100, and it's pretty close.
That's what he gets paid for.
Yeah, that's what he
exactly.
does. So,
Dude, if you scout over 500 people and write paragraphs for them, I'm gonna trust that you can rank them in an order. Like, trust me.
Yeah.
Here you
better
go,
man than
everybody.
I can't do that.
Every team has a copy of your shit.
Here you go,
and
Mark
they-
Hudson. We talked about some of it. This is why we always say that quarterbacks get elevated. Sorry, Phil, but they get elevated because
Sure,
of
that's the only reason why I'm your co-host.
well, you have an insight that I sure as hell don't know. You got Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Ashton Genty, Mason Graham. Oh, duh. These are all 4 of the guys that I said I might consider. I don't want to trade up for because they are that quality of a football player. To me, after the top 4, it's a crapshoot. Now it's okay. You like Jalon Walker. I know Ultra loves Jalon Walker. I love Jalon Walker.
I don't like Jalon
But
Walker.
he is a tweener, and how would he fit with us?
Yeah.
It's
I think he's
almost
still
like
gonna
I
be
like
amazing.
him. let
Give
him
me
go
a
to
Pro Bowl and
Carolina
all that, yeah.
or let him go wherever, you know.
Well,
But I feel like we won't
unless he
got
goes
any
to Carolina.
Anthony
Go to
Jr. We're doing the
Carolina,
same
all
exact
players
thing
go
we
to
did in
die.
2016. So it's like a repeat.
Yeah, it was like I was like, yeah, he's a Pro Bowler. And you're like, go to Carolina. I'm like, well, maybe not a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Then.
Go to
I
Carolina,
mean-
where all players go to die.
I mean, you got Will Campbell, okay, but he's not a he's not a guarantee. I actually like Membu as a guard, or yeah, offensive tackle. I mean, I like him better than Campbell, believe it or not. Tyler Warren is a beast, but again, are we going to draft a tight end? Now we should, right? Like we should, as far as
Yeah. Let's make Jake Ferguson feel superior.
But you know what I mean? It's just not going to make us
Wow.
feel
Got her
good.
1 year. Let's make it feel bad. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got
Jeez.
Shamar
We're all about
Stewart, right?
feelings.
You know, Shamar Stewart, Mike Green, Loveland, Ted
It's not a business at
McMillan.
all.
There is like question marks all across these four guys. They have huge upsides, but they haven't really. Mike Green's great. There ain't no way in Dallas.
No, somebody's going to pick him.
It's going.
I think in the top 10 there.
I don't know that, but I don't think he fits what they like, Phil.
I think he's that next pass rusher after Abdul Carter.
I think he
know?
goes
I
to
do
San
like McMillan,
Francisco.
though.
I
That
hope
or
not.
See, that
the
would
Raiders
make
if
sense.
Anthony Gentry goes somewhere else.
I would love some McMillan.
So there you go, Ted McMillan, and then I mean, what do you
Bro,
see
you guys can
here?
get anybody, James. What are you talking about? You're at 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Here,
I'm
And I
gonna
would
look
love
at
for
that
Tech to
play.
be there.
here is the first quarterback, and it's number 13 for him. Okay, Jihad Campbell. He loves Jihad. He loves him more than I do. Derek Harmon, the Phil's alma mater, 6'5", 313. Love him.
You got a motor.
Yeah, I like him.
You know, Mark Hutchinson. This is why I'm saying. This is why I tell Ultra. There's plenty of players, man. Don't fall in love with anybody at 12. If there's a dumbass that's willing to trade up, take advantage. Look and see what they have to offer.
I fall in love with like 7 or 8 guys at 12,
Yeah.
so I'm going to be heartbroken at some point.
Nick Imanwari.
Oh, you're gonna be crying early then, man.
Especially if all of them go. I'm like,
all 7 of them. That's not fair.
I mean, look at Josh Simmons.
Josh Simmons.
No.
He's another guy that's
6'5",
underrated.
317. He would come in and be an unbelievable tackle. But they're not.
That's what I'm saying. If you
No.
picked him, if they did pick him in there, I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it though.
Phil. Here's the
I
deal.
don't agree with it.
Like Brandon Butler saying he would take Warren. To me, Warren is just like a Josh Simmons. Awesome pick, but for the Dallas Cowboys, that would be saying what? We're gonna be a glutton at a position, or they're gonna give up on. Or they're saying in their mind that they're giving up. Now, I wouldn't mind Josh Simmons over Warren only because
Yeah, I agree.
I
It
think
helps our
that
running
he could go
game.
right into
I
left
like Josh
tackle,
Simmons.
and then you could have Tyler Guyton fight for his life at right tackle, and the winner gets to stay, and the loser is gone. But that's not going to happen, But again, Josh Simmons is the best offensive lineman in the draft, Ultra, if he didn't have the injury. So you know how Dallas works. I'm just saying how they're going to view it. Mike
But as fans, we get really excited for the names and the person too, like Bijan and all those guys, like Gibbs. We wanted those guys. Like I don't want to repeat what we've been doing in 2016 because we've already said it. Like we could take it back and go get, that defense player, and then got Tyreek Hill at 2. We got the same options. We should do that this year. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, here you go. Look at the next 4 guys. We're in the 20s, right? And it's just stud after stud. Michael Williams, Donovan Ezeriku, Josh Connerly. I wanted to get Phil's thought on
I
Josh
like Donovan.
Connerly.
I do like Donovan.
Yeah, I mean,
What's Josh
That's
Connerly
the-
to you, Phil? Because he's
that's
the next
to me. It's
best
funny
offensive
where I
tackle.
hear him in the 2nd round, but if somebody took him in the 1st, would
I
that be
don't think he's making
surprising?
it to
No.
the second.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
think
saying.
he's
If
going
somebody
to
goes
Chiefs
there,
at
that's not
the
surprising
least.
at all. But that just means somebody else is dropping. Let's be real, man. There's going to be some talent there. There's going to be a lot of talent there.
That's why I'm saying,
There's so many of them, though. That's why. It'll be all
and
over
then
the
you
place.
got Randy's guy, Tyler Booker. What's your thought on Tyler Booker, Phil? Do you
I
like
don't need
the
another
player?
interior guy.
Yeah.
Unless are we putting Tyler Smith outside?
Get another
No,
guard.
He's not going to do it.
Let's get
Now,
an 8th
Booker,
guard.
I guess if you're going to put him in as that starting guy, I don't know, man. There's a lot of question marks there, but I guess that's a good problem to have.
I actually like Donovan Jackson better than I do Booker.
I would.
Yeah. Let's
that's
see where they
actually-
have him because we're at
I would-
24. Yeah.
I would be all about Simmons more just because.
Oh, I would too.
Yeah.
Because you improve your outside and your line.
Yeah.
I would take
Randy, you
Booker.
sound like a pretty good scout this year, man. You
Look
sound
at
like
this
a
next
great
group of
scout.
guys. We're now getting into 25, 26, 27, and 28. We got Kenny Grant, Kelvin Banks, Luther Bird, and Emeka Egbuka. The players keep coming.
Oh, and
And
Buka.
Brian, that's what I wanted to say about what Phil said. If we trade back twice and maybe go to 21, 20, somewhere in there, and we trade back twice and pick up 2 or 3 picks, I'm all for it because we can still get good
I
players
think
at
that's
this
better.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Bang for your buck. You get that will allow you to take Schlesinger. That will allow you to take a running back higher than maybe having to hold your breath till 44. You could take Schlesinger at 44. You could take a running back.
Henderson.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, people. I'm praying for a trade down. I'm praying
I
for a
like the
trade
16 though. I want to go.
I like
with,
that Luther Bird
Arizona.
third. You can be.
I want to go to
he can be
18
somebody.
and then possibly move back down again.
Move
I
back
do
down to
too.
18.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Ultra in my universe, if you were to get a Simmons, the Simmons thought would be Simmons go to left tackle, and then you would have Guyton to the right, and Steele is out of the equation in my book.
I agree. You're going to save that money.
Yep, exactly. And so
Get
if he
rid
wants
of
to come
it.
back
We're just
and re-sign,
again,
like signing
guys,
back after he's released, and
Ultra,
stuff
we're just
later,
throwing out. Look, we're just throwing out draft talk like scenarios. Again, I don't believe they're moving away from Guyton. We know that. But again, this is fun. We're talking about what ifs, and that's what the draft is about, in my opinion. Is because once it's here, it's over. It's over. We know what happened. It's not as exciting as what we're thinking. So, but that's why I like the draft. We're moving
well, that's
down.
what I'm saying too. It's not the move I would take. I would not do offensive linemen in the first 2 rounds.
Oh no!
But
No,
I can understand if you as a team do that, and there's the positives to it. So.
All right, so we're at 29, Mark Hudson, and look where Omarion Hampton is. That's where he has him rated, like by talent, So
and not by needs,
I do not see, man. I don't see Hampton going that low.
I understand
of course.
This
Just
isn't a
needs and
mock
wants.
draft, Jesse. This is a ranked how they
Player
should go.
screen.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
we know needs and wants and desperations and all that kind of stuff start to filter in. That's why Minnesota made that trade for Herschel Walker.
Yeah, like Jade Barron, Walter Nolan. See, what teams are going to do, everybody, they're going to look and say, okay, I don't have a pick. Like Dallas, they're going to say, well, I don't have a pick till 44, right? So what does the pool of players at 12 look like, and what does the pool of players at 44 look like? Oh, wait, the pool of players at 44 is heavy at whatever.
I'm going to say maybe that one. I think that's a great example on the 3rd to 5th because you got a huge gap there.
Right.
If you don't pick something up there, what's the
talent
pool
pool
between that?
Which is why we're talking about. Which is why we're talking about trading down.
Hell yeah!
This is why we're talking about it. I would love Golden, but then I'm holding my breath that each round I'm going to get the guy that I want. Whereas if I trade back, I know I'm getting the guys that I want.
I just think it's funny because I would like Genty. I would like Tet. I would like Golden. I would like Ibuka. I would like a lot of these guys, man. Just give me the damn guy. Let me buy his effing jersey.
At least give me one. Give me one at least.
No. You guys got Dart in a second. Don't worry.
You got.
All right, we are now in the 30s. Mason Taylor, I really like it. That's Brian Broadus's tight end. Mason Taylor, LSU tight end. Shador, number 34 overall ranked player.
Man, that's actually pretty high.
James Pierce dropping like a rock, 6'5", 245. Has bedded more women. No, I don't know what his issue is. Yeah, he's had some issues, but hey, he could get to the quarterback. That's my quarterback.
He's got the Will Chamberlain syndrome.
Yeah. I don't know if he's as bad as
Tyreek Hill.
Oh my God.
Or Phillip Rivers.
How many kids? But Phillip Rivers is at least doing it with
at least
the
with the
girl.
one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but poor lady.
Come on, like George Foreman. Yeah, how many Jordans?
Don't get me wrong. I mean, they call her meat flaps for a reason. But
dude, I love when they talk like teammates talk about him, and then when he brought his kids, like I thought he was like doing a sign and greet with like a orphanage or something like that. They're all his kids. I was like, damn.
call her
The
Arby's.
18, it was the AT&T bar.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
all
she
creating
had-
his own football
yeah,
team.
she had so many kids, but yeah, but yeah, like Tyreek has got like 8 or 9 kids with like 8 or 9 women.
Yeah,
Come
different.
on, bro.
Yeah.
Come
No,
on.
I think
Ain't
it's
the
like
same
10.
mama though.
10, whatever.
All
That's
10,
crazy.
10different
I
mamas,
think
yeah.
one's a shadow
There you go.
that moved. You know.
All right, we are now getting into 37. Look it, there's our guy right here, Ultra, ranked number 38 by Dane. Carson Schlesinger will most likely be there at 44. That's a guy that it's hard to take him, but if you get me an extra pick, I'm taking his ass. You know, I love Carson Schlesinger, love him. So
Love him.
I do. And then you got Tyleek Williams,
And
defensive tackle.
you.
Elijah Arroyo, the U, 6'5", 254 for a big guy, can't block, but he's a beast. But anyway, there's a lot of players,
460
people.
guy, that big, huge dude. Everyone's talking about that can stop the tush push.
Oh, Dane loves Jaden Higgins more than most. He's got him at his
Jaden
wide
Higgins is a
receiver
baller.
6.
I'm saying.
Wow.
I'm saying. I be talking.
45. Look at that. Look at the beast. Henderson.
I'm saying you
Landon
missed
Jackson.
that guy. Jaden Higgins is my next
It's
target.
Higgins,
After
Higgins
that.
is there.
Like in that second, like second
Jackson
and so
Dart,
round. That's,
49.
No,
I watched
he's
some-
way before.
No,
you
but
see that UFL's on?
no, but that's where he
Oh,
has
I
a
forget
brand.
about that.
Yeah, I started watching it. I was like, oh, look at this, man. I forgot this was gonna be on
What's that?
It's on Sundays?
the UFL.
Oh yeah.
It was
I
on
seen
like
that
yesterday or the day
yesterday.
before. Or, yeah, I think it was
Oh,
yesterday.
Saturdays
Yeah.
or Fridays? Okay. On what channel? Or what?
It was on
It
ESPN.
was on ESPN. Yeah.
ESPN. Oh, okay. Check that out. I wanted to check that out.
Yeah, I was
Because
like,
we might
okay,
get
well,
some of those
football's-
players, you know.
yeah.
No,
There was
the
some
Dallas
X.
Cowboys.
You
There
know,
was some
Catboy
excellent-
and Jerry Jones was watching.
Yeah.
Wizenhunt was there. I was like, oh man, we got some names here.
There's
Hey,
dumpster
man, but you
diving.
can't knock it. Though. We
Eagles
got some
worked
great
out
players
Jordan
from there.
Birch, Eagle fans. Dane has him.
Birch.
Jordan Birch out of Oregon. Smooth, high
Continues that
floor
green.
edge rusher and defensive
Good.
tackle frame.
Yeah, good pick.
Stay away from Nick Scorton. And if you can get Jordan Birch later, that's a good pick. 6'4", 279. I like him a lot, Jordan Birch, over Nick Scorton.
Can I
Stay
ask you
away
guys a
from Nick
question?
Scorton.
Go ahead,
What
boss.
do you
Go ahead.
guys think of Jack Beck, that
Besh
wide
out of
receiver? Besh,
TCU.
I like
you-
him.
You like
I-
it?
Let's see where Dane
think
has
I-
him.
He reminds me a lot of the receiver at the Rams.
Oh,
Puka.
Puka.
Yes, that's who he
Pookie,
reminds
Pookie,
me
Pookie.
of.
Dane
think it-
has
As
him.
long as he doesn't work tire at 30.
Dane has him as a 2-3. Let's look at the scouting report on Jack Besh. This is what's great about the beast, everybody. Come
Yeah,
draft,
that's
me
awesome,
and Phil are
man.
going to be pulling it up.
Oh,
It's
whipping
gonna,
it out.
Yeah, we're going to be whipping it out. Oh, wait.
What,
Excuse
just
me
give you a
while
bunch of
I'll
notes
whip
on it?
this
All the
out.
notes
That
on these
didn't
players?
sound great.
Yeah.
Jack Besh,
Okay.
6'1", 214. He's a 4-year senior, so he's not, it's decent.
All right.
A 1-year starter.
Educated.
A 1-year starter at TCU.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Damn.
Ball down the Pro Bowl or the Senior Bowl.
That means he's super smart.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's really
He got
smart.
wings. He's educated.
And he's from Lafayette, Louisiana. Jack Besh, TCU. I like the player a lot. There's actually
Country
two.
boy.
There's actually 2 TCU receivers that I like. I wonder if they have him over Savion.
Man, they
Let's
could.
see.
Just
Yes,
because
they
of his
do.
performance
They have.
and stuff.
He has Jalen Noel. Look at that. Iowa State. Bang bang. Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins.
You guys brought up tight ends earlier. Well, like you brought up the first rounders, but what's like the later rounders, like a sleeper that you guys think of a tight end?
Yeah. Well, I got it right
Well,
here.
yeah,
brother.
no doubt.
You got Tyler Warren, who's a beast. I'm not as high on Loveland as some people, but hey, I love Warren, Mason Taylor, Arroyo. I love Elijah Arroyo,
Arroyo. I like Arroyo.
but
I love grabbing him.
I don't think Dallas would draft him. I love Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon.
Yeah. Mine was a late guy I brought up. His name was Jalen Conyers.
Yes, that's Linda
Texas
Conyers
Tech.
is saying that's not my kid.
Mhm.
I believe he's out of Texas Tech, right?
Yes. Texas
Let's
Tech.
see
He's
where
like a
he's
fifth or
at.
sixth rounder.
Jalen Conyers. Let's pull him up. Texas Tech, 6'4", 260, 5-year senior. Okay. He's from
Yeah.
Texas. A 1-year starter. He was a hybrid. Basically,
Also wide receiver.
Yeah, he does a little wide receiver stuff too.
Nice.
So, but there's a guy here that is going to be. We lost.
We left.
There's going to be a guy here who's going to be controversial, and that's Harold Fannin Jr. out of Bowling Green.
Yeah. I originally really liked him, but I've been hearing about a lot of his off-field stuff. So, obviously you don't hear exactly what it is, just that there was some stuff with the coaching staff is actually was saying this stuff. And so that's got to say something if that's the media person that's saying these things.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't deny the level of talent that is on the field, though. I mean, he's definitely there.
He's going to be a Philadelphia Eagle.
I'm thinking so too. I'm thinking.
You know why? Because Philadelphia hired the tight ends coach from Bowling Green.
Eagles, this is your next tight end right here, brother.
Good tight end.
Only 6 weeks ago, they were talking to him in the first round. He's only dropped, and he's still only tight end 6 because
I'm telling you, I like him.
And he's a 3-year junior. He's smart.
He's deep in there.
And his age, he's 20 years old.
Oh, he's young too. He's trainable.
Damn.
But look at Dane. He gives overview. He gives his strengths. He gives his weakness for every player. I mean, come on.
Can you tell me what he thinks about Will Johnson, the corner?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. This is Will.
He runs tomorrow, by the way. He runs his 40 tomorrow.
He better run his 40.
Oh, Will Johnson?
Yes.
Okay.
If he runs well, he's going to shoot up the boards. He's going to shoot way up.
That's the one when they say, "Who are you afraid they'll take?" And this is who I'm afraid they'll take.
I'm with you, Phil. I'm with you all day long. I'd rather get somebody like Noel Williams that nobody's talking about, or Riley from Louisville, or the guy from Kansas.
All right,
but he's
the
on
scouting report.
That's going to be the problem now.
He's 6'2". Okay, that's good size. That's Patrick Surtain size, 194. He's 22. He's a 3-year starter at Michigan. Was an outside corner. He's very smart. He's an outside corner, which is good. And Wink Martindale, he's a pro coach. Zone heavy scheme, which fits Eberflus, right? Okay. This is why for the longest time, Ultra was saying.
He's saying it right now. Like Will Johnson will.
Yeah, he's still saying it.
Okay. Well, I know he was on it saying. I think he kind of realizes that they may not take him, but maybe they will take him. I don't know. After an All-American sophomore season, he was unbelievable last year. This year, he had defensive MVP honors in the national title game last year. He put up and down play early in 2024 before missing most of his final season because of injury. So he missed a lot of this past season. Johnson is comfortable in both press and off coverage. That's good for Dallas. With the fluid athleticism and route recognition to seamlessly transition or attack the football. He isn't shy about getting physical at the tops of routes and in pursuit, but his tackling, mechanics, and execution need work.
Yeah, also, but the thing about it is how many corners get that combination possibility to even try to go against, Yeah.
And what was the injuries he got, too? You got to remember that one, too.
Well, I'm going to say this. In order for our offense to move the ball, we got to draft some offensive guys. I'm sorry, but we don't fix our offense at wide receiver and at running back.
I was going to say that. Yeah,
we're going to still have the same problem with Dak. That's what
you're going to still need that 2B.
Unfortunately, that's the issue. That's the issue. You can't, and we said that you can't fix everything via the draft. You know what I mean? So that's the thing.
No, that's why I like the route you guys were talking about. Let's get a little more picks. Let's drop down. Let's get these players that they're right there. They're not names, but they're there. They got the numbers.
Yep, I hear you.
It just realistically, I think Ultra's right where in the sense that they'll stay and pick, and so you kind of have to focus on who's going to be there. As much as you want that, I mean, we had that.
Yeah.
I was very surprised when we had it when we picked it last year, right? That's when we traded back and stuff. So they're capable. So I think when people say, "When was the last time?" When did they? They just did it.
No, we traded back with Parsons.
Well, yeah, but
But that's
we just
been a
trade
while.
back with Guyton for Guyton?
No, last year you ended up with Ringo.
That's how we got BB.
That's how we got BB.
Yeah, you got BB and Ringo.
We didn't.
Yeah.
Get Ringo.
No, we did. We trade back. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we traded back for Guyton, and then we got BB with that. And so that's why I'm saying it's
Vinny
there.
says we have limited corners right now.
Oh, we have Diggs, Seatbelt, Bland.
But a lot of them are how much are available to you in the beginning of the season.
Like Diggs won't be available till it's
when you look at him right now on film, he looks good. So it's just like, but there's always that possibility of re-aggravating an injury or something happening. So you need that depth, or you need.
How about this,
starter.
Randy McIntyre? How about you in the draft? Okay, or right after the draft, you trade for the Green Bay.
Jair Alexander.
Yeah, you trade a 4 next year because we love trading away our 4s. Just trade away a 4th next year for Jair.
Let's just jump on.
Get it out of the way now.
Let's say you did bring Will Johnson. I mean, Will Johnson, Diggs, and then Bland inside. That's pretty crazy, So I get it, and I totally get that. But I'm with Randy when I say I want offensive weapons, now. And I'm usually the offensive line. I want this, but I really want to focus on at least getting some kind of weapon that other teams have to focus on when they go to playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, look how good CD has done, and he hasn't had help at all.
Exactly. Yeah. Imagine if he has help. Oh my God.
You have somebody to chase after, and then he gets open. That's a wrap.
Yep.
He's gonna be a number 1 draft pick.
I think if we come up at 44, and this is just my belief, our doctor did the work on the defensive back. I can't remember the guy's name. Siobhan Ravel.
Yeah.
And he's highly rated. I think he may be our second round pick if he's there and he checks out.
Yeah, I think that's so too. I think 2 of them are there, and that's Trey Amos and Ravel there.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Dane has Ravel as a 2-3 grade. He's not as high on Ravel.
Well, because the AC tear, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got Hunter, Johnson, Barron, Hairston out of Kentucky, Trey Amos, Azare Thomas, Wanye's brother, Siobhan Ravel.
Great one.
And then he's got Noel Williams and
That's
Jacob
what I'm saying.
Harris.
If Thomas got picked there, I'd be okay with that too. Let's bring the Thomas brothers together.
Yeah, I like that. I like having brothers.
Let's combine their powers.
When be the Wonder Twins, huh?
Wonder Twins powers activate.
Yeah, exactly.
No one said, what was it, Sarah Smith? The Smith brothers.
This.
That's what I'm saying. He's more of a sure thing than the other way around. Yeah.
So,
but no, I would be but if you're gonna pick the second rounder, I'm always with that linebacker from UCLA.
What's going on,
Mark
Mama?
Hudson's just trying to get rid of Deuce.
Yeah,
dude,
I'm with you too.
So it's just like, again, where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do?
Mark's
how are you
trying to get rid of Deuce. Poor Deuce.
That's running back number 1 right now. What are you talking about?
That's my dude. That's my dude right there.
Ultra says,
bro,
he
when I took a photo
Deuce
with that
daily.
guy, he was right there in my chest.
At least
that
you're
guy
regular,
is so
Ultra.
tiny.
That's good. Ultra's regular, everybody. He releases a Deuce daily. Oh, God. All right. Alrighty then. Well, Momo, before we get out of here, we'll let you have the floor for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to get out of here.
Oh, no.
You know what grinds my gears?
You know what really grinds my gears? Oh, sorry.
Momo.
Hey, he's got the glasses in.
Momo.
Pop your glasses up. You're good, Momo.
What's up, Momo?
Uh-oh.
All right.
You're muted,
the
brother.
scholar.
Momo's muted.
You're unmuted,
The
bro.
man, the myth, the legend.
I've learned to mute people as they enter because I get a lot of, I need to go to the store. What do you want, hon? I'm live. Oh, sorry. Anyway. Momo, unmute yourself.
Okay,
brother.
I got you.
Yeah, when
I'm good. Nah,
I thought you were gonna sing.
I'm smiling at Jesse because I'm waiting for that shoe to drop.
What's that?
For them, basically
What?
for them to give away their draft pick. That's what I was.
His draft pick is called Abdul Carter. So eat that.
I think y'all not gonna get no Manning boy. I don't think y'all gonna get none of that.
How do you know? That's 2 years down the road.
It's
He knows
never gonna
everything.
be
Yeah,
there.
of
He's
course.
gonna be a bust. But anyway,
He's gonna be a bust. There we go.
Yeah, just like his big brother. Just like
He's
his big
played
brother.
3 games in college. He sucks.
Actually, let me just say this. You want to get on this Eli train. Eli Eli Manning.
We're not talking Eli
If you look at
Manning
his
on the Cowboy
statistics,
channel.
look at his y'all love statistics and reading statistics. Look at his career.
2 Super
2-0
Bowls.
Super Bowls.
Look
Yeah,
at his career. I said, look at his career.
Great stats.
Look at his
All right,
career.
He has 2 Super Bowls and MVPs. Okay.
I'm just looking at his career.
Thank you.
In the regular season, he was horrible. He led the league 4 different times in interceptions. So don't get on this train
Dak's
like
great
he's this great
in regular
quarterback.
season. He's horrible in playoffs.
Get in here, Loyal. Tell him how great. Sorry.
What's that?
Just tell Momo how great that Eli was.
Eli is not a Hall of Famer. He's they lucky they got in. They got in because somebody else lost, so they got in the back end both times.
He
got 2 Super Bowls
though. Let's kiss the gold jacket.
Who cares? Okay. So I said this a few minutes ago. So every time somebody goes to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, we gotta note them as a Hall of Famer.
No.
No.
But you got to remember his
You
name
win
too.
2. I think you won.
What the name
He's a Manning. He's a Manning.
Hold on.
He's out of
Oh my God.
Hold up.
What the
Momo.
name got to do with anything?
Momo, I got something for you. Wade brought up something, and to your point, Momo, Wade said Jim Plunkett's got 2 Super Bowls and is not in the Hall of Fame. So if you could pick a quarterback, would you take Plunkett or Eli?
I'll take Plunkett any time, but he was a winner.
I knew
No, I
that.
don't mind. I don't mind.
I knew that was coming.
Be a break, Momo.
Hey, look.
I would too, actually.
Plunkett,
I love
Plunkett.
Plunkett.
Hey, Momo,
went
you
to
had
different
Heisman
teams.
dreams, okay? You
Hold
had
on.
dreams.
Hold on. Plunkett went to different teams and won.
Yes. Eli.
And he didn't play this.
And Eli stayed in one
Momo's
team and got
converting me. Eli had to have his daddy have him trade him away from the Chargers because he didn't want to go to his Chargers.
Of course. And also
Momo's right.
And here's another thing about Plunkett.
Jesse,
Plunkett. Plunkett is so better that he played in an era of football where there was where men play football, not this pussy ass football we got today.
He wasn't, but Eli wasn't playing pussy ass ball back then.
Eli talked, Jesse. It's only gonna get worse.
No, it's gonna get worse for you, Jesse.
Jesse, you want to talk about the quarterback? Don't let him do that.
Nobody.
We're rebuild. I ain't worried about
rebuild.
that.
Jesse,
it's your quarterback years.
You better tell your quarterback to do some butt ups. These go as many times you be pushing that ground.
Butt ups.
Not push ups.
Well, what are you talking about, man? You're getting a little there.
Hey, he sits on the ground and lifts his butt cheeks up. Because this would be put.
I don't know what you're watching, but we don't do that in this show.
Didn't Eli beat one of the greatest quarterbacks twice of all time?
I don't care.
It's the
Of course you don't
OnlyFans
care.
version.
What's the worst thing with a blind man who doesn't want to see?
I want to say this final thing, Jesse. I want to say this final thing. If you look at Eli Manning and his entire career, he didn't play when he went to the press conference. Everybody cringed when he talked because he was horrible in a press conference. He could barely talk. I barely heard. I thought the man was whispering half the time he was talking.
You don't have to speak. He had to speak. He showed what he can do.
Where? I mean, I'm the same.
Here we go again.
Those 2 different years they won the Super Bowl, and the other years
against who?
I'm the greatest quarterback of all time.
I get to.
All right.
I'm just asking the question. On those other years, other than him winning those Super Bowls that year, when they snuck in both times, what did Eli produce in the regular seasons? Just let me know. What did he do?
Oh, first of all, our
don't
coaching
count
sucks.
the Super Bowls. I don't want to hear about no more.
I'm not counting the Super Bowl. Our coaching sucks. Our management sucks. He can't be everything at one time, and we need to have players to throw to him.
So you agreed that during his career, he only had 2 good years when he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you're trying to. Hold on. I'm gonna jump in here. Like Momo, you're trying to like make the argument of whether he's the best of all time. We're not talking about that. We're talking about whether he's a Hall of Famer. You're talking about
he's not a Hall of Famer.
stats.
I
Mean
refuse to have that on my
everybody
resume.
has to be
Theismann.
stats. No, man.
Theismann. Whoa. Theismann. I mean, not Theismann.
Get him
What's his
Ultra.
name up there, man?
Theismann.
Ultra up here. Tag. Wait.
Well,
I'll
I
get
gotta
this.
roll
Thank you,
something
Mars.
quick.
Someone getting tag teamed in.
Ultra Demas came on. What's up?
Ultra.
Momo, where do you make this stuff up at?
I don't want to.
He's got bullshit of the day toilet paper.
Momo, where you make this shit up?
Anyway, Eli Manning was an average quarterback. He was an average quarterback in the middle of a below quarterback. I believe they got in the playoffs, snuck in the playoffs, and they won Super Bowl. Fine. Y'all want to make him a Hall of Famer? Then y'all might as well make the Ravens quarterback the Hall of Fame. What's his name? The one who didn't throw a pass and the defense won the Super Bowl for them when they beat the Giants?
Dilfer.
Momo, your brain is broken like Joe Theismann's leg.
Those 1945 jokes you keep saying ain't gonna work on me.
Yeah, it worked on you. You said you wanted to choke me out.
Joke book and update your resume on the joke book.
No, you said you were gonna choke me out. Won't you choke some nuts out of your sack and make it some Momo joke?
Here we go. Then you get
Here we go, because you only do stupid shit. What you say is stupid. Once you call Tom Brady wasn't a Hall of Famer, right then I knew you were half retarded.
With me for no reason.
No, I just get stupid with you. That's why I'm insulting you, because you be saying too much stupid shit.
You have to agree with me.
Hey,
all right, I gotta roll, everybody. My son's home, but go ahead, Randy.
I was gonna say that, if I had a quarterback, whether he's Hall of Famer or not, if he won 2 Super Bowls, I'd sure be happy. I mean, I'm just gonna say that, And honestly, and I want to say this: my dream first 2 picks in the draft would be Golden and Henderson from Ohio State. I'm just gonna say that.
I'd be happy with that. Yeah, I'd be happy with that too.
But all right, everybody, I'm gonna roll.
All right, y'all be good. I'm sorry,
Texas, man.
Good show.
No,
Stop.
dude, man,
It's
you're
fun.
Behave yourself.
It's fun.
Hit the
Stop
button,
it,
guys.
Momo.
Hit the button.
All right, I'll talk to everybody tomorrow. Back to work, unfortunately.
Guys, take care, man.
I'll talk to you.
Talk to y'all later.
Later. See ya.
Good night, guys.
Long live Theismann. All right.